Well, good morning. It is Tuesday, September 21st, and we're gathered for a morning devotion. Going to take a little break from the Brian McLaren stuff, and for a few weeks we're going to go back to what we did and when we started and just doing some regular devotion stuff from Insight for Living with Chuck Swindoll. And so today we're going to start out with one called Keep It Between the Lines. And he has a scripture reference of Proverbs verses 24, or chapter 4, verses 24 through 27. And those read as follow. Put away from your crooked speech and put devious talk far from you. Let your eyes look directly forward and your gaze be straight before you. Keep straight the path of your feet, and all your ways will be sure. Do not serve to the right or to the left. Turn your foot away from evil. And so Pastor Swindoll writes, so as I get it, having convinced us of the importance of guarding our hearts, Solomon urged 3 specific actions to make this practical. We've considered the first. We are to ignore false directions. As we said earlier, if somebody you have regular contact with habitually gives you information that contradicts your roadmap or GPS, drop him off at the next truck stop and don't look back. Today we continue with Solomon's travel motif as we learn how to focus on our destination and stay on the path. Every once in a while, it's fun to load up by the car and simply go wherever the load leads you, to enjoy the freedom of having no particular direction. Normally, however, whenever we pile the family into the cars for a road trip, we have a specific destination in mind and an important reason for going. If you're like me, you plan where you will stop for the night, and you'll have an idea of where to find food, fuel, and stays for the night. And you'll have a good idea of where to find food and everything else, including the restrooms. In the old days, I walked around on a current map and highlighted the points of interest for our family. Now, of course, GPS handles all those details for us. The point is, we believers have a destination, the revealed will of God, and that destination determines the route we must follow through life. Hear Solomon's words of encouragement. Keep your eyes on the road and take no detour. You guard the fortress of your heart by knowing your destination and keeping your attention focused on where you're supposed to go. The map has indicated the right course, so as you travel, stay glued to the itinerary. Let me illustrate this with a real-life example. A young man graduated high school with dreams of becoming a police officer. He attended a college several hours from home where he enrolled to earn a Bachelor of Science degree in criminal justice. His freshman year, however, took him on a 2-semester detour through parties and mischief. On one occasion, someone dared him to take a license plate from a police cruiser as a decoration for his dorm room. He not only accepted the challenge, but it made for the first of his collection. Over the next several weeks, he acquired a stack of more than 20 police license plates. Then the inevitable. A routine room inspection led to his arrest. During his night in jail, he had to face an entire squad of extremely peeved cops. His dreams of becoming a police officer nearly came to an end. Cities don't want to hire officers who have a criminal record. Fortunately, the judge gave the young man an opportunity to have his record expunged in exchange for many hours of community service. He eventually graduated and enjoyed a distinguished career as a police officer. That was grace for a young man who took his eye off the road. He momentarily forgot his destination, and the foolishness placed his vocation calling into grave danger. You have a destination. God created you for a specific purpose. So he calls you not only to walk upright and obedient, but to fulfill your destiny. Therefore, it is the key to guard your heart by knowing God personally and experientially, by discerning his revealed will, by shuttering out those that distract you from that calling, and by steadfastly walking the path he has ordained. Protect your mind and don't settle for anything less than God's best. So really, really simple devotion this morning. Keep your eyes on the road. God has called you for something. God has called you to be a parent, a teacher, a social worker, a pastor, you name it. God has called you for all of this. And so what Pastor Swindoll is reminding us is to keep our eyes on that path that God has provided for us. Don't be distracted by the things that are going on around us and missing the mark. Just keep your eye on the road.